Looks like we're ready to go. Welcome, everybody, to this evening of meditation and music, two of my favorite things. And those of us who've been inside yoga for some time know how music is an important part of it. My name's Alan Richards. I've been practicing side yoga for most of my life, and it's given me so much. And so tonight we're going to be talking about the benefits of yoga and talking about the benefits of music and how they interrelate. Uh, we know that music helps our meditation. It's a direct connection to the subtle system within us. This is a system that we may not be aware of. It may be unknown to us, and it's a subtle thing. But music is a way of directly connecting to that without any philosophizing or mental action. So we're very lucky to have this evening our musical contribution from Steve Day. Steve is a musician, a composer, a storyteller, award-winning composer, someone who has dedicated his life to music. And that all happened very much with the encouragement of the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Srimati Nirmala Devi. And we'll probably hear some stories from Steve at the end. The program for this evening is that I'll give a brief introduction and lead into a self-realization exercise. And then we'll have a longer piece of music, a raga that Steve will play while we all meditate together. And then after that, there'll be time for some discussion, and we can put questions about music or meditation into the chat, and then Steve will finish with the song. Sahaja Yoga was founded in 1970 by Srimati Nirmala Devi. She developed this technique, which is unique because it can be easily achieved. It's a way of connecting with something that all of us have built within us. And her unique discovery was a simple method to raise a dormant Kundalini energy within us, which benefits all of our chakras and gives all of the benefits that are supposed to come with practicing yoga, of improved health, improved relationships, all the benefits, the finding peace. And when we look at all the issues that there are in the world today, Sahaja Yoga is very much needed. And for that to happen, we have to change. People have to be their best selves. I think that's one of the themes for this series of talks, is to be the best self that you can be. And for that to happen, we need to improve. And to improve, we need to know ourselves. We need to understand how we are. And that's what meditation gives us. That gives us a new awareness of how we are inside. So with practicing this meditation, you get the joy, you get the improved health, you get all of that. But it also satisfies a deeper need that we all feel for a connection. Whether you call it God, or you call it the spirit, or you call whatever you want to call it, it's something that we're all looking for, and Sahaja Yoga can definitely fill that need. So we'll move quickly into talking about this subtle system. As I said, when I started Sahaja Yoga, I'd never heard of it, anything like this. But others who may have grown up in India or may have seen diagrams like this. What it's showing is 3 channels: a left channel, right channel, and a center channel, and 7 chakras. So if you'll notice the left side of the person in the image, that left channel starts at the very base of the spine, and this is the channel of desire. This is all to do with our desire, our emotions. And so the right channel is the power of action, and you'll notice the desire comes first and then the action. And these are like 2 accelerator and brake in a car. They're like both needed, and the goal of yoga is to bring them into balance. Most of us have a tendency to be usually one side or the other. We're either more assertive, aggressive type people, planning, or we're more feeling, emotional type people, or we oscillate from one to the other, or we become aggressive and then we feel guilty. So it's a swings and balance, but the goal of the yoga is to bring the system into balance, not to go to extreme on either side. And then the center channel, which starts at the triangular bone, the sacrum bone at the base of the spine, where you see that coiled up energy, the kundalini. The center channel is the channel of our evolution. And the kundalini is a dormant energy, again, maybe unknown to us, but it can be awakened. And this is what traditional yoga is a connection with this energy to connect with an all-pervading power. And traditionally, one teacher would have one disciple in a lifetime and would require enormous discipline and dedication. And the unique thing about Sahaja Yoga is it can happen straight away in one session. And Shrimataji would give programs in football stadiums with thousands of people, and all of them would experience this. So the Kundalini energy, when it's awakened, rises up the center channel through the chakras above it. When it reaches the head, the two channels cross over. And at that point, when the Kundalini reaches that point, that's when meditation happens. Meditation is not a thing we do. It's a state that we're in. It's a state of being thoughtless, of not having of the constant churn, grinding away of thinking about what we should be doing, or reacting to things, or planning for the future, or thinking about the past. The thought just dies down. And it might be something you recognize from childhood, when you're just playing, when you're just in the present, and you're just enjoying. So that happens when the Kundalini reaches that center. And with practice, as we practice the Sahaja Yoga daily, short meditations in the morning or evening every day, then with practice, that state of thoughtlessness can be stretched out for longer periods of time, and you feel very relaxed, and you feel that inner joy when that happens. The Kundalini then proceeds on up to the top of the head, and that's when the connection is made. That's represented by that lotus. So each of those centers, each of the chakras, has a different function. For example, the heart center has a connection to our sense of security, to a sense of big-heartedness, generosity, open-heartedness, being protected. All of that is associated with that chakra. In addition, it's associated with the lungs and breathing and the heart and all of the organs in that area. And that's how each of these chakras, and we'll go up them one by one in a few minutes, each of these chakras has qualities that are both to do with our functioning of the body, but also have a spiritual aspect and have an emotional aspect. And as the Kundalini rises up, our Kundalinis rise up through these chakras, it has the effect of bringing them back into balance. So whatever unbalance there is just because of our daily life and what we have to go through every day, the chakras may be not in perfect shape. The Kundalini brings them back into balance automatically as a sort of automatic side effect. And because of that, we get all the benefits of yoga. So we have that sense of peace. So we have that sense of feeling safe. We have that sense of being part of a larger community. All of these qualities start expressing because the chakras have come back into the state how they should be. So I'm going to lead us through a quick meditation, and I'll explain what I'm doing. So you can, if you wish, you can have your eyes closed. But if you could, slip off your shoes if you're wearing shoes, because it's good to have the feet on the earth. That helps the process. And then sit comfortably. You shouldn't be too rigid or too slumped. Sit normally, and you can have your both hands resting on our lap with your palms facing upwards. So for this, we don't need to concentrate or focus or do any activity except to have an open mind. So treat it like a scientist, like a scientific hypothesis. Let me just see, I'm interested to know, is this going to work for me? Do I feel anything? And what you might feel as we go through this process, as we focus on each of the chakras one by one, is that if everything is working well, you may feel on your fingers or on the palms of your hands, you may feel a sensation like a coolness or a slight breeze. Each chakra is reflected in one of the fingers on the hands. It's not shown in this diagram, but for example, the heart center, the red one is related to our little fingers. The center in the head, the pale blue one, is related to our ring fingers. The center in the stomach, green one, is related to our middle fingers, and so on. So if you feel a tingling in one of those fingers, it's an indication that there's something happening with that particular chakra. And it's a very delicate diagnosis. It's long before you come down with a sore throat. You might feel that tingling, so you can do things that help solve that problem. So so let's sit comfortably. We can close our eyes and just keep our attention inside ourselves and try to, if we get pulled into or we get lost in any train of thought, just pull ourselves back out of it into a kind of watching internal, watching what's happening inside ourselves. So keep your left hand on your lap with the palm upwards, and let's put our right hand on our heart. And then we're just going to say a couple of affirmations for each center. So please, for the heart, we'll just say inside ourselves, please let me feel the joy of the Spirit. Please let me be connected to the Spirit. Then we'll keep our left hand where it is and slide our right hand down to the left side of the abdomen, level with the belly button. So the right hand is pressing on the left side of the abdomen. And here we just say, please let me feel peaceful. Let me experience peace. Let me be completely contented. I'm completely satisfied. Then let's move the right hand back up to the heart on the left side of the chest. Please let me feel safe, protected, and loved. Everything will be okay. Then we'll continue to move our right hand upwards to the neck. So we'll just grasp the shoulder just in the bend between the left shoulder and the neck. We can turn our head to the right a little bit. And this throat center is the center of communication and the center of collectivity, meaning being part and parcel of a larger whole. So the main cause that would block this center is if you feel guilty. So for this one to open up, you have to say, I'm not guilty. Just say, I'm not guilty for anything at all. Then we'll move our right hand up onto across the forehead. So then place your forehead on your hand and grip both sides of your head. You can lean your head down a little bit into the palm of your right hand. And for this center, you say, I forgive. I forgive myself. I forgive everybody else. Because by not forgiving, I'm just hurting myself. Then we take our hand right to the very top of the head. So you can stretch the fingers back on your right hand so that the skin in the palm of your hand is taut, and put that right on top of the head, right at the apex where babies have a soft spot. And then just gently rotate, move the scalp onto your hand. So in a clockwise direction. So left, forward, right, back. For this one, we say, please let me enjoy the meditative state. Then we can put our two hands back on our lap. Sit for a moment, see what we're feeling. You may feel hot, and that's fine. That's just a normal clearing out. Or you might feel coolness. Or you might just see what you feel. So now that we're in a meditative mood, give Steve warning that we're about to ask him to play a raga. And while he plays that music, just try to stay in the meditation. Try to listen to the music while you're just open, while you're just have an open attitude. So whenever you're ready, Steve, we'll hand over to you. Thank you, Steve. That was so beautiful. I hope
Thank you.
everybody who was meditating along with that had a good meditation and that you understood about how music can help our meditations. So we've got a little time here where we can have some discussion, and we'd really, really love it if anyone wanted to make this more interactive and put some questions into the chat. Uh, we'll read them out, and then Steve and I can try to answer those. Um, but I hope it was a nice meditation. It was a beautiful piece of music. And so, maybe to start the discussion, I have a question for Steve. I know you play several instruments, and I'm wondering what it was about the sarod that spoke to you. Why did you choose the sarod rather than the sitar or veena or some other Indian instrument? What does that sarod give you that other instruments couldn't?
Well, I don't feel like I chose the Sarod. I feel it was an arranged marriage. So, for those of you who know about arranged marriages, you know that there's an element of destiny involved. That there's a belief that an arranged marriage is well arranged, not only by families that discuss the couple and bring them together, and consult astrologers and look into stars, and then feel that it ultimately is something that is fulfilling destiny of the society itself and of the two people involved. Well, in a similar way, I feel that the Sarod came to me in my life at just the right time. I don't feel like I chose it. I feel like it chose me. And I feel it was arranged. It was in the stars. And I found many things after playing it for a while that confirmed that it was something that was beyond my understanding. And for instance, I had been playing the guitar in a certain tuning about a year ahead of that. I, for some reason, gravitated towards playing the guitar in a non-standard tuning, and it turned out that tuning, for those of you who know guitar, the tuning is in fourths and fifths, called dadgat, and it's kind of more meditative. So I won't get into that too much, but the point was that I had been groomed to
Yeah,
play this road. I was
yeah.
being groomed to play this road. If that makes, I'm also bringing back the arranged marriage idea, the groom, being groomed and being a groom. But that's kind of how it
Okay.
happened.
Just looking for messages if anyone's got any questions.
Or
Okay,
puns,
or more puns, yes.
or puns.
So tell us a little bit about the music you just played.
Rag Dad Badi is a raga that is a royal raga played in the royal courts. And from the point of view of chakras, it actually connects with the seventh chakra, the Sasrara chakra, and it therefore is connected to the Vrata, and it pulls from the played for the saints and the regal royal um, couple, the royal family. And in this case, the significance is because the audience here is what I consider the regal court. So as a musician, it is a great honor to play for those who are pursuing meditation in their lives, who are pursuing understanding of this subtle, beautiful art of meditation, Sahaja Yoga in particular. There's so much depth, there's so much to learn, there's so much to understand. And I was really fortunate to be introduced to my much of my Indian music career was really guided by and also sparked by Shrimataji, Nirmala Devi. And at the time, fortunately, I was able to travel with her as well. And she suggested I study in the school in India, P.K. Salve, which is the name of her father, who was a freedom fighter in India. And I followed her advice and her invitation, and then went on to study with Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, who had played many times for Shrimataji and her husband Sir CP on diplomatic levels, especially when they lived in London, but they also knew each other in India. Again, on diplomatic soirees and functions, there's a certain level of understanding and connection the families held and each other in high esteem. So I was very fortunate to be, led to India by Shrimataji, and then also to Ustad Amjad Ali Khan in Delhi, a great sarod master, great family of sarod players by, again, Shrimataji's connection with Amjad Ali Khan. So that's the story of how it all happened. And again, those things I could never have arranged, and that's why I like to say it's an arranged kind of marriage that I can't even dream of having ever conceived of, as a guitar player in my teens and in my Western life. This is not something I could have kind of conceived of at all.
It's very beautiful how Shrimataji took an interest in people's careers and encouraged in all kinds of different ways in different fields. And she was just so interesting to be with.
Yeah.
I guess I have one more because I didn't see any more questions in the chat, but one more to do with.
Some nice comments though.
Yeah.
I'd love to see those comments. Thanks, guys, for the comments. I'm reading them all now and appreciate it. And vibrations give me the power of sweetness and forgiveness, and have the mind of an open scientist. Amazing stories. Thanks for the comments.
Yeah. So maybe one more question, and then we'll ask if you could play us another song. How do you feel when you're playing this music? I know we're all sitting here meditating, feeling wonderful, but while you're playing, I guess it's partly muscle memory that you're finding the tune that's happening automatically, but there's also an intention to move or express things differently each performance. How do you feel as you perform?
Yeah, ideally, it is muscle memory. You have worked out, by riyaz or the practice, the daily practice. You've worked out a certain level of proficiency, and you were able to let your spirit fly. So if I'm playing a note now, I don't have the throat in hand, but let's say I'm trying to reach something here, and if I've practiced properly and really fixed those notes, then when I play, I just feel it and I just go for it. I'm not worried about, am I going to hit the note or not hit the note, and am I in tune or not in tune? Every once in a while I'll be honest, and I do kind of once in a while I look down and sort of see, am I in tune? And if I'm in tune, then I know things are going pretty well and I'm in the place where I need to be. But really that confirmation really comes from inside. And that's the confidence that comes from years of playing, but also very focused practice, as a person who lives in the world and has a family and everything. It's not like, life gets complex. So the practice time becomes more important to be done in a way that's very, very effective. And so there are some very effective ways to practice, which, again, I was very fortunate to be guided by incredible, powers of the Sarod family. Amjad Ali Khan is, now has not only his two sons play, but his two grandsons play. So there are now, I think, 8 generations of Sarod players, and 3 of them are alive and playing together on stage. So, to have studied in that level of lineage and to have been with them for so long, it's been super inspiring, and of course has laid the groundwork for my own practice and allowed me to play with a certain degree of freedom that comes from working really hard at learning and playing and practicing. So I try not to have to think about that when I'm playing. I do kind of go for phrasing and kind of innovative things sometimes, because I think one gets inspired when one's playing, when one's doing something that's inspirational and improvisational. So I'd say that the more I'm doing that, the better the playing is, because I'm more inspired than it's just more interesting. And, that's how it goes. That's a good question, and it took a little longer to answer that because I love your questions, and I love that one because it delves deeper into the inner world of the musician, and I think
Yeah,
that's important, and I appreciate it.
yeah. Because I imagine the muscle memory part is kind of mechanical, but it's above that is the expression and the feeling that you're trying to bring out.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you taking notes musically, I'll tell you, I'm not playing this throat here, but you basically go like this. See how I'm hitting the notes?
Yeah,
But that's because I'm practicing them really slowly in the morning. But I'm doing it like it's no effort, but of course I've practiced those
yeah,
notes. And it's very simple. But you see, it's very hard to play these high notes and play them accurately. So, various exercises. But
yeah.
this is a good one for those of you taking notes. Just being able to play it, just always come back to one note. So then we try it from here. Oh, sorry. See? Yeah, there we go. Now just here. Always back to there. And go on and so forth. So that's just one little exercise. And, it's all about slowing down and doing the exercises. And if you do the exercises and you slow down, and this is true about anything in life, kids out there going back to school, if you're up. If you're not, you should listen to this. Moms, dads out there, have your kids listen to this because it's going to be streamed.
Yeah.
It's this is how it works. I teach mathematics as well. I teach film, and I teach music and songwriting and all of it. And singing, I sing. It all comes back to your ability to be slow and patient and to practice. And if you can do it, and that's why it's so good to start young, because kids in general, before their egos develop, are willing to sit there and go really slow. But if you're playing guitar or learning anything like piano out there, guys, or anybody, just don't give up,
Great. Well, we have time for one more song if you
Sure.
do that first.
Yeah, on that note, there's another discipline here. I'm just going to do a little tuning. This is another tradition of music. But I've been working on blending the two worlds of Indian music and Western music. And I'm getting a Sarod guitar made that is going to have a guitar neck here with a couple more strings up here, bass strings. It'll be a baritone guitar, so a little deeper, which goes well with my voice. And then a neck down here, which is going to come around here, which will be the Sarod neck. So I'll be able to play, those Sarod neck sounds with the electric acoustic guitar. So I'll be able to play songs like the one I'm doing now and blend in Indian improvisation as well. So it's something to look forward to. But for now, I'm playing the guitar. So does that sound okay? Can you hear that okay, everybody?
That's good.
Yeah, I'm just going to move over a little bit. I think I'm the lighting is a little dark, and I'm just going to move over a little bit. And there we go. So this song is, I wrote this song, I guess it's been a couple of years ago during the pandemic, and it's called The Little Things. At the time of the pandemic especially, many of us, and I certainly did, spend a lot of time on my own, just contemplating things because we didn't have places to go. We couldn't go out and go to comedy shows or go to movies or anything really. So I think we all had a lot more time on our hands, and that was really good for musicians like me, because I wrote a whole album of songs. So, but it also got me to thinking about how important the little things in life are, the memories that we have that are so important in our lives. When we think of, I read something today and it's a Japanese tradition, that if you can do one thing a year that you'll remember for the rest of your life, like in 2023, I did that. In 2002, I did that, or whatever. Like when I was 16 years old, of course, driving's a big deal. I got a Mini Cooper S with dual exhaust. I'll never forget that. And I shared it with a friend, and we pulled donuts in cul-de-sacs and abandoned cul-de-sacs. I'll never forget that. I remember that year, and I'll never forget that year. So if every year could be like that, wouldn't that be awesome? And that's part of what this song's about. It's about having these kind of great moments in life. And some of those great moments are little things. They're just tiny little things. And so I'd like you to think about just a little thing in your life that you treasure. For me, in the pandemic, I was thinking back on what do I really treasure? And I'll tell you what a couple of them are, and I'll sing them too. It was like the smell of jasmine. When I met Srimataji, and whenever she traveled and wherever she was, there was always flowers and jasmine and this incredible scent and fragrance. So that when I smell that jasmine, it reminds me of those world travels and those times I spent with Srimataji. And so there was always music also during those times. And the other one was we always used to have so much fun, and we drink chai, drinking midnight tea. So we drink, if you're drinking chai at midnight, you're not going to bed soon. and we just had so much fun pulling each other's legs, telling jokes, and having a good time, and all good, clean fun. But it was all related to drinking midnight tea and laughing endlessly. So those are a couple of my memories that I'll never forget, and they're the things, the highlights, a couple of highlights that I have in my life. So if you have anything like that, you're free to share them, and think about them when I'm singing, because that's what it's all about: is highlights and fond memories and times that are so special, that are kind of etched in eternity. And maybe they are eternal things that come from our deep self, our deep soul. So enough said. Then here we go. And believe it or not, there we go. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if I got the lyrics over to Stella, but I may be able to just pull that off really quickly. And if I'm able to indulge you a little bit, I'll just send the lyrics over to Estella, and then there they are. So I might even put them straight into the chat. Maybe even be intro. Might even be better. There we go. Okay. And the wonders of modern... Oh, there, she's got it. Look at that. That's a miracle. That's it. They're right there. Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And here we go. Sitting on the throne, shining like a pearl, looking at redemption time. Queen of all we know, queen of all the heavens, queen of love divine. Promises made are meant to keep. Sacred vows made in our sleep, like the stars that make us sweep, rising up from the deep. I remember. And I give him And I surrender. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The little things. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The little things. Mystic like a rose, never fade away. Looking out the last sundown, no one really knows the games that she's playing, where she goes and how. Promises made are meant to sacred vows made in our sleep, like the vows that make us deep, rising up from the deep. Jasmine in the air, scents everywhere. I remember the little things help make the changes. Alright, help me make the changes in my life. Drinking midnight tea, laughing endlessly. I remember the little things help make the changes. Alright, help us make the changes in our life. Help us make the changes. Alright, help us make the changes in our life. Help us make the changes. Alright, help us make the changes in our lives. Drinking midnight tea and laughing endlessly, and I remember the little things help us make the changes. Alright. Thank you. As the helicopter passes. Ain't that America? Always a helicopter.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys had a few reflections in your own lives. That's the whole idea. Drinking midnight tea is my little reflection. But the idea is that, hey, big things happen. And, you know, these big changes, we need to go somewhere. And that somewhere is inside of us. And that's why we got to be the best we can be. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining this evening, and that concludes our session today. But very, very beautiful music, and thanks again, Steve.